Intel just released the Chachin Gets Real Go PC ad recently. And even though I am being late to the party, there's a lot to discuss here and I have a lot to say about it. The whole campaign reeks of desperation for Intel now that it has been cornered by Apple, Nvidia and AMD all together at once. So buckle down and let's get started. Each of the ads start briefly in a white void, like how the Apple earlier ads were. The intro was like this.
Hello, I'm Justin. Just a real person doing a real comparison between Mac and PC. Come on.
Just enough of a touch of momentary parody to hammer home the fact that the I am a Mac guy is now a PC guy. But nowhere enough to be conceptually clever. Messaging wise, these news spots have been the same talking point that we have been hearing from PC makers and Microsoft alike for years now. Saying that PC can offer things that you can't get on a Mac, like touch screens, detachable screens, and stickers on the palm wrist. Intel's gaming spots seem to be the most interesting because it seems to be the fairest when it comes to defending PCs against the Mac. Gaming is a legitimate advantage that PC have, and it seems to be shown in the ad quite well.
Oh, so you're a PC gamer?
What's up?
What's up with you? You're doing all this gaming on a laptop then?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. And do we have a Mac gamer?
No one really games on a Mac.
I know.
But still, it's sort of a weird thing for Intel to be bragging about, given that the Mac just spent 15 years on Intel's chip architecture. Bragging about PC gaming versus Mac gaming would make a lot more of a sense if it's done by Windows or Nvidia. Because either Windows has the operating system that people play games on, or Nvidia that make the graphic card, which Apple famously does not use. Apple's relationship with Intel seems to be so fresh that the pro-level Macs that Apple still sells are basically Intel Macs. We talk about it in the past tense, but think of it like a breakup, where one of the partners haven't taken back the stuff that they had while they were living together with each other. And it's even worse when you consider that in the PC gaming space, Intel isn't even in the race. AMD's Ryzen CPUs are the choice for gamers today. Gaming GPUs, forget about it. Nvidia is the leader and AMD is a player, but Intel is nowhere in the game. They have no footprint in the console gaming industry even. The PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series all have AMD CPUs and GPUs. None with the Intel one. And even the Nintendo Switch has a Nvidia SoC inside. And I don't think that it's a stretch to consider that with the advent of Apple Silicon and how Apple Arcade and iOS games have been just improving year over year, Apple could use that as a gaming advantage in the future. So Intel won't even have that now. And this gaming point that Intel had in their ad was the strongest point. Think about that. When you get into the details about how Apple moved away from Intel, it doesn't seem to be looking good for Intel. These Intel ads make it feel like Mac was always excluded from Intel's platform, and the 15 years that Mac spent with Intel just didn't happen altogether. But the fact is, it's still continuing, and that hasn't even closed. The actual fact is Apple could have spent years more with Intel, and it didn't need to have spent billions of dollars into R&D had Intel been performing pretty well. That's not the case, and Apple had to move away. So let's get back to the ad. Who are they for? That's what we need to discuss for any ads altogether. With Apple's original Get a Mac campaign, the target audience was clear. Windows PC users who were open to switching but needed a push towards that. Get people to try a Mac, and that was the point. The point of these ads seems to be entirely defensive, reactionary at best. Don't switch. This feels like an ad campaign that was built solely for the reason that Intel doesn't have anything going for it right now. The only thing it could do was to target an audience that wasn't tech savvy and run on the high of their previous market leadership. But that shows that Intel's marketing is now high on their own supply. Instead of thinking that Intel Inside was a badge of honor because it meant leading tech was inside a personal computer, they think it's necessarily good tech because it has the Intel badge. They are advertising like they are still atop the segment leader in the market, while the obvious truth is way far away from that fact. Everyone has not seen how it is falling from that peak now. Intel is in trouble. For Intel to be Intel, they need to be leading the industry. The best fab, the fastest chip. Right now, they can't credibly argue that they have anything. They just haven't lost the Mac. TSMC is absolutely killing them at fabrication. All modern smartphones are built on the ARM platform. Intel tried to gain a foothold in the cellular modem business and it couldn't. It had to sell that away to Apple too. If Intel wants to start a new era under a new leadership, a highly regarded former executive returning to the company after way many years, they are drawing inspiration from the wrong old Apple campaign. Intel needs a version of Think Different. Reassert the company's core values. Tell the world, tell your own employees how they should feel about Intel. I don't know what the message is, But Intel needs to figure it out, and Go PC most certainly isn't that. Thank you so much for watching my analysis on this ad. If you have any of your own comments on this ad campaign, please do comment on the video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next episode.